Welcome to another episode of the Southern Boating and Yachting Podcast. I'm Ian Sneed.
I'm James Anderson.
And today we're going to bring you a lot of information that will benefit you if you're visiting the Miami International or the Discover Boating Miami International Boat Show.
Now you got it.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Now, if you're not flying in or driving down for the Miami Boat Show, at the very end, we're going to give you 10 manufacturers that are debuting vessels that you might want to look into. And if you are going, then you can make a little list from these 10 vessels and you can go visit them in person. Yeah. Now, having said that, I want to remind everybody to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell icon so that you remember, or so that YouTube reminds you whenever a new video comes out.
There you go.
With that, we're pulling a lot of this information from our own article so that you can reference it if you have the February issue of the Southern Boating and Yachting magazine. And if you don't, you can get a subscription. I'm going to put a special link in the description so that you can get a special price on your subscription. There's a lot of issues like a subscription, description, and yeah.
Getting a little caught up on that?
I am. I was like, I don't even know if I said what I was supposed to say. But the special link is there for you. So if you like the content that we put out, we put a lot more out in our magazine and on our website. Make sure to check us out. Click on the link in the description. Having said that, let's kick it off.
Yeah. Let's get right into it. Miami Boat Show this year.
Yes.
There are some changes due to this boat show, and I can't wait. We're talking about, for the first time since, I believe, 2018, the Yacht Show is moving back to Collins. It's been there in the past. We've moved around ever since 2018 to a couple of different sites. But now I'm excited to see it much closer. It makes it a lot easier to go back and forth from the two different shows.
I've never been to it when it was on Collins, but I do know that it's along some iconic Miami waterfront. And so that's exciting because you get to experience Miami the way you intend to experience Miami, but you also get to experience the boat show with much more ease. So this change is actually great for attendees.
And you also have another new location for sailboats, just to mention it, over at Sailor's Cove at IGY. So, and that's going to be a new location as well, putting it all basically on that side, and you'll have making the shuttles probably a lot easier to navigate and go back and forth, not having to traverse as much traffic getting into downtown Miami.
Now, if you're unaware that the Miami Boat Show was coming up, just so you know, it's going from, is it the 11th to the 15th?
It's going to be from February 11th to the 15th. You're looking at the very first day, Wednesday. It opens at noon, and then every other day it opens at 10 a.m. There's parking just about everywhere. They're supposed to have new parking sites as well with shuttles going back and forth to the parking. Just trying to make it a lot easier this year.
And the main location that I think a lot of people will spend a lot of their time because of the options that you have when you're there is going to be at the convention center.
Right. Convention center is kind of the hub of everything that's going on. So you have the convention center and Pride Park that's right in front of it, or just west of the building, and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in Pride Park as well. That's where the majority of things are taking place, and then the Yacht Show over on Collins and sailboats down a little bit further away.
Now, if you're looking for a vessel up to 49 feet, you can find that at the convention center. They also have things like engines, technology, other vendors of that nature.
Yeah, so you're going to have everything that is boats up to, like you said, basically, what was it?
Up to 49 feet.
You're going to have all of your outboards and inboard engines on display. You're going to have all of your accessories, apparel, toys, gadgets, whatever, electronics on display at the convention center. And they've got it broken down special for you. I would highly recommend getting a show program when you arrive. So because there's a lot there. It's taking up all 2 floors of the convention center.
And if I'm not mistaken, the location at Collins Avenue is going to be featuring luxury vessels starting at 30 feet, but going all the way up to over 100 feet,
Over 100 feet. So you have several manufacturers that are going to be there that are showcasing some very beautiful yachts. And it's just going to be really nice to walk down Collins, see all of those yachts just like it was in the past, not having to get into downtown Miami. That's what I think is going to be so refreshing.
You mentioned also the logistics of going from place to place, which we heard in the past was something that people were struggling to figure out. There's improved logistics now because of what Discover Boating is doing with the Miami Boat Show.
Right.
So shuttles will be, I think, easier to go from one place to the next. It'll also be more convenient and it's not just easier to find, but more convenient because it's not going to be, I think, as big of a trip.
Right, you're not going across the causeway. So that's the big issue there. So you don't have to go across the causeway. You're staying on the beach. You're actually moving closer to the beach as you go to the yacht show. True. Right on Collins. So that's going to be really nice.
And there's also water taxis that you're going to be able to take. So you get the whole experience.
And then also, don't forget, if you're coming in from maybe Broward County or Palm Beach County, you can ride the Brightline down. And then there's going to be shuttles from the Brightline to those sites as well, which is going to make it really nice. Personally, wouldn't mind riding the Brightline and just taking a shuttle, right?
I'll tell you, I love taking the Brightline down to Miami. For me, it's the best, especially...
I don't have to fight for parking.
Yeah, especially if it's for an event that has shuttles.
Exactly.
Like, it's convenient. You typically walk out the doors and the shuttles are right there. They'll park like right as soon as you walk out. So it's easy to find. And it's easy when they drop you off at the same spot. So you know what to expect every single time. And then the Brightline is just fun for me.
The other thing is there's going to be some seminars going on as well. So again, check with the program. You can even go on their website at Discover Boating, Miami International Boat Show, MIBS for short, or DB MIBS. You know, they got like Ask a Captain, boat handling workshops, navigation and safety talks, and even kids clinics. So it can be a full family event.
And I think a lot of people, when they look at these seminars and they look at these clinics, they're thinking, well, I've been boating for X amount of years. I don't need that. But the truth is, it's not so much that you don't need it, but we can all use refreshers because maybe there's new best practices.
That's exactly right.
And that's the reason they keep having seminars at boat shows. And that's the reason we always recommend attending them, is because there might be new technology that makes something you used to do redundant, right? Or there's new, like I said earlier, a new best practice that is actually going to keep you safer or make your life more convenient or maybe even more fun. Right. And so a lot of times people forget about those elements of these seminars. And so it's fantastic to, like you said, you can look them up online or make sure you get the show guide and get the information that you need from there. Will they have an app? Do you know?
Yeah, they always have an app.
And most of the stuff when you're at the convention center, you can see the banners based off of like what manufacturer you're looking for.
Yeah, you can look to kind of the ceiling and you see where everybody's around, right?
Right. So it makes it easier for the people navigating.
When you're in the convention center, not only can you see the company banners if you look up, but if you look up, you'll also see the convention floor banners, right? And where the booth numbers are. So it'll give you kind of a guide. And then they sometimes have the stickers on the floor and so forth to kind of guide you in the right direction.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to touch about Miami before?
No. Let's get into talking a couple of notables that are going to be making some debuts. The first one that I have here is Beneteau with the Antares 12 Coupe making its North American debut. And then we go to Aquila, which is the new 45 Sport, and that's making its world debut at the Miami Boat Show. And that's going to be really exciting. Outside of that, Riviera, it's making its debut of the 5600 Sport Yacht, making it its American debut. Grady White is also debuting their 321 CE, adding it to their Coastal Explorer lineup. And then Wellcraft with the 28 T-Top, making its American debut. We've seen them released a couple of new boats here recently.
We have. They've been doing great.
Yeah, so they had I think it was the 38 T-Top last year, right?
Yes.
And now the 28 T-Top. You have a video on the 28 T-Top on a walkthrough on our channel.
On the 38?
On the 38.
On the 38.
On the 38 T-Top, you do. I did say 28.
Yeah.
So yes, if you go back on our channel, Ian actually did a walkthrough of the 38 T-Top, so this is just going to be a small version.
I loved it. I loved that vessel.
Boat.
I really enjoyed it. I was getting off that boat thinking I want to put this in like at my place. Like it was a great boat. So I'm excited for the 28.
Well, maybe now. I mean, 28's
a little more in my price range than the 38. That's right.
Right, well, it's a little more trailover than a 38 too, right?
Yeah.
You also have the Pathfinder debuting its 2800 hybrid, and this is an all-new design for them. I believe it's going to be the first Pathfinder. It has a stepped hull, which is going to be very interesting. Also, Leopard is showcasing the newly updated 53 Power Cat. So it's the same 53 that we've seen in the past, but reimagined, right? So there's some changes that they've made to functionality and many different other changes to increase its performance, but as well as, you know, its boatability. Schaefer Yachts with their V34, that's making its U.S. debut. Pursuit which we're going to go see as well. It's new DC 286 to add to their lineup there. And then the one I'm excited about. You know I'm looking excited to this one. And that's going to be Sabre Yachts and the new 51 Salon Express. Those are some notables. But what I would suggest, if you want to look at some more, in our February issue in 2026, this is it right here. Beautiful Marlowe on the cover. It is going to start on page 74. And there's about 30 to 35 boats in here that you can go through and decide whether you want to go see them or not. And then also, I would be checking out Discover Boating Miami Boat Show and their website, because they do have on their website a lot of the boats listed as well. Most important thing that I can say with a boat show of this size, just like with Fort Lauderdale, if you have an objective that you want to accomplish, plan ahead and then execute. Because go see what you want to go see and then explore.
Yeah. Always make a plan.
Because it's a big show. It's a lot of walking. So until next time, I'm James Anderson.
I'm Ian Sneed.
We'll see you next week.